must say I'm a little confused by tonight. We thought we were going to have a debate with the economists and the engineers. And we thought we'd talk about engineering solutions and economic solutions. But it sounds as though that there's no actual economic solution. Because on one hand you'll say use price, and on the other hand you'll take it away. Don't build this, do build that. Use silver, but don't use silver. Would you even happen to know the inductive reactance or the impedance of silver? Because if you don't, how can you price it? It makes no sense. Where would you draw your graphs? You can't get the lines to intersect. You can't draw your triangle. And so I wonder, is infrastructure this esoteric concept for economists? And are they really living in reality? Or is Parliament just part of this fictitious idea they have about what infrastructure is? Where it suits for a time and a place, we walk away and we wash our hands and pretend that it doesn't matter now. Because that's someone else's problem. We can price that, we can take you away. But I give you the very practical, tangible example of how I had to get here tonight. I had three choices. And all of those three choices, I was thwarted by them. The economists. Whatever I did, I was thwarted. So let me tell you, I chose to ride my bike in. And there's another famous member of Parliament that's ridden her bike. You'll notice we both have the hat hair happening. And I must say, irrespective of tonight's result, I won't be taking hair extensions. So if that's your market, you're safe. Instead, the economist would say, why do we let it stop every so often? We don't really need to make it continuous. Engineers can sometimes be boring, pragmatic, uncreative, uninspiring individuals. But I'm pretty sure if I asked any engineer here, and probably most of the economists, to draw a bike lane, the pen would start at one point, and it would continue, and it would continue, and it would stop. An economist, on the other hand, starts the pen, looks in the crystal ball, we'll start over here. And we'll go over there, and then we'll find another crystal ball. And we'll get over here, and then we'll stop it again. On my ride-in of less than 5 kilometres, on 3 separate occasions, my bike lane ends, and then I need to find it. And that is an engineering challenge that I'm ready for when I ride. And I'd also suggest that the economists would probably like to narrow the lanes a little bit. They're so wide. They fit the handlebars, but it's only the tyre. But we could talk about esoteric bike lanes that everyone likes to bash us on. But I put it to you, let's talk about the airport link. What a beautiful piece of engineering infrastructure. I have never seen a nicer rolling stock train than those trains. And I like to think sometimes train spotters are overlooked as an important part of society. If I could look at those trains every day, I'd be a happy man till the day I die. But I quote you, this is the Economist's world view. I quote you from a report that was released on 3rd of March 2010. Sydney Airport Corporation Limited is committed to increasing the public transport mode share from 15 to 20%. by the incredibly difficult stretch target of here, 2024. 5% by 2024. That almost makes our carbon emissions look like a goal that we want to stand behind and proud of. But the economists price it and they will come, build it and they will come. The world's best newspaper, still only $1, the Daily Telegraph on Monday, would happily tell you that earlier this year when the Keneally government's decision to subsidise the $2.60 station access fee at airport lines, 2 other stations, Green Square and Mascot, not only cut the fares by 45%, but increased their demand by 50%. Now these economists that would have been contributing to this report aimed for 5%. The engineers don't need to stuff around with price. They just make it fair and equitable and everyone can use it. And we've mentioned the Cross-City Tunnel. It is a great tunnel. Second only to maybe the Lane Cove Tunnel. And if you're going to be a train spotter, you might as well be a tunnel spotter. Don't limit yourself on spotting infrastructure in New South Wales. That's what I say to you guys. Come with me, we'll spot later. Very nice power lines. We can talk about silver and impedance there too. But the Cross-City Tunnel is fantastic. But you wonder, why doesn't anyone use it? And they've given you the answer. It was the economists. No one wants to pay that absurd charge to go from east to west. Only an economist would come up with a solution that says, we'll build that for you, but then we'll also thwart every other chance you have to get around the city. Could I go as far as to say that's anti-competitive behaviour in a marketplace which I'm sure any economist would not look likely upon? But I leave to you this final thought. Economists will tell you, not that they've specifically stated, but I'm sure they'd like to tell you, that they'd like to provide an optimal return on investment. They naturally would have wished for an efficient allocation of resources. What they neglect to mention is that New South Wales' Treasury is full of economists. And they've all got their hand on the till. And I'd say that their advice in any circumstances should be considered extortion. And I ask you very clearly, how else can you explain time after time why good engineering infrastructure projects are destroyed by the economists? Maybe our dear friends need to consider that infrastructure is for the good of the broader public, not the 1% that can afford it.